Vanilla is known as the ultimate default flavor. We actually call boring, ordinary things vanilla today. It implies that there is no real spice, just a plain and a highly predictable experience. But the true historical story behind this flavor, it is absolutely anything but a boring tale. It is a wild tale of global theft, filled with massive monopolies, murder, and tiny bugs. Let us start by looking at the plant. Vanilla is surprisingly a type of beautiful orchid. It naturally grows as a climbing green vine. The precious flavor hides deep inside these things. They are long, dark, and deeply wrinkly pods. But getting these precious pods is incredibly hard. So the modern global food industry fakes it. Most of the vanilla that you eat is fake. It is a synthetic white powder called vanillin, manufactured in giant, highly complex chemical laboratory facilities. Sometimes it is actually made from recycled wood pulp. True natural vanilla is exceedingly rare today globally, and it is shockingly expensive to purchase today. It is the second priciest spice globally now, sitting right behind the legendary expensive spice saffron. A few short years ago, market prices exploded. It literally cost more than its weight in silver. This created a massive, highly unstable vanilla bubble. Ruthless financial speculators made absolute billions off it. But why exactly is this specific plant pricey? Let us rewind the clock through human history, all the way back to ancient, lush Mexico. The mighty Aztecs absolutely loved the vanilla flavor. They frequently drank it mixed with rich chocolate. It was a highly prized luxury for emperors. Then the Spanish conquistadors suddenly arrived there sailing. They violently took all the precious Aztec gold, and they took the highly fragrant vanilla vines. Wealthy Europeans went totally crazy for this flavor. They desperately wanted to grow it everywhere possible. Botanists planted green vines inside glass greenhouses. The green vines grew perfectly fine inside them. They bloomed into beautiful, delicate yellow orchid flowers. But there were absolutely no fragrant pods growing. 0 precious vanilla beans grew on those vines. This extremely frustrating mystery lasted 300 years. The smartest European scientists were completely, utterly baffled. The stubborn orchids simply refused to ever fruit. Outside of native Mexico, absolutely nothing ever happened. Why was the plant staging the stubborn boycott? The hidden secret was actually a specific bug. Specifically, the tiny, fuzzy, little yellow Melipona bee, a highly specialized insect native only to Mexico. It is the only insect that perfectly fits. Vanilla orchid flowers are anatomically very weird indeed. A tiny physical flap completely blocks self-pollination. But the clever Melipona bee knows the tricks. It pushes its tiny body and lifts it, and successfully pollinates the flower while gathering nectar. Without the specific bee, you get absolutely nothing. And these delicate bees absolutely hated European weather. So Mexico held a total global vanilla monopoly. Until the pivotal year of 1841. Edmond gently pushed the blocking botanical flap up, then pressed the pollen-producing plant parts together, and boom, he invented manual hand pollination instantly. It was a moment of pure botanical genius. He taught the other enslaved agricultural farm workers. The Mexican vanilla monopoly was forever broken. Did young Edmond get rich from this? No, he tragically died in absolute poverty. But his manual pollination technique lived on. It is still exclusively used worldwide today. Every single natural vanilla pod you eat, grown anywhere in the entire modern world, is pollinated by actual human hands manually. Just stop and think about that scale. Millions of delicate flowers touched by hand, and farmers have an incredibly tight window. The orchid flower opens for one morning. If you miss that window, it dies, and you get absolutely no vanilla pod. It is insanely labor-intensive and stressful. But wait, the process gets much worse. After the long pods grow on vines, they are completely green and totally flavorless. The required curing process is brutally long. It takes up to 6 exhausting months, requiring daily sunning and sweating of pods. Workers wrap them tightly in thick blankets, slowly coaxing out the deep, rich flavor. You absolutely cannot rush this chemical process. Modern machines cannot do it any faster. It relies entirely on intense human labor. This is exactly why real vanilla costs. Today, the island of Madagascar grows most, a biodiverse island nation right near Africa. Incredibly high market prices brought sudden cash. Some lucky farmers built sturdy brick houses. But massive amounts of money bring trouble. A dangerous vanilla black market quickly emerged. Ruthless criminal gangs started stealing green crops. Imagine losing your family's yearly income instantly, stolen away in just one dark night. Farmers are now terrified of armed thieves. Many sleep outside in muddy vanilla fields, armed with heavy, razor-sharp protective machetes, patrolling dark jungle shadows guarding their livelihood. Sometimes desperate thieves are brutally killed on sight. It has become a highly violent business. To completely avoid getting robbed at night, scared farmers harvest their vanilla beans early, long before the complex flavor profile develops. This tragically ruins the overall vanilla quality. The global market gets flooded with garbage, and there is a devastating environmental cost. Absolutely everyone on the island wants vines, so they aggressively clear ancient natural land. Madagascar's unique, highly biodiverse forests are burning. Precious natural habitats for lemurs are destroyed, replaced by endless rows of vanilla vines. The fragile local ecosystem is collapsing rapidly, and it is all for baking ingredients. So what is the actual practical solution? Should we all just eat fake vanilla? Synthetic vanillin powder is incredibly cheap today. It does not destroy irreplaceable tropical rainforests, and nobody gets brutally murdered for it. But it fundamentally lacks true botanical magic. Real vanilla contains hundreds of unique compounds, creating a highly complex, deep floral aroma. Fake vanilla provides just one loud note. It tastes flat, artificial, and slightly chemical. If you are baking a standard cake, the cheap fake stuff is totally fine. Intense oven heat destroys subtle notes anyway. But what if making delicate cold desserts, like rich, creamy, artisanal vanilla bean ice cream? Then you absolutely must use real stuff. Those tiny black specks in cream matter, they carry centuries of wild human history. A dark history of powerful Mesoamerican empires, of highly frustrated European botanists in greenhouses, of an incredibly smart enslaved boy Edmond, and extremely hardworking modern farmers in Madagascar. So the next time you eat it, please do not call it boring, ever. Do not ever call it a plain spice. True vanilla is an incredible botanical survivor. It is a massive global economic powerhouse, an impossible botanical puzzle solved by children. Its true story is wild and dramatic, the exact opposite of its boring reputation. You must deeply respect the vanilla bean. It has certainly earned its high price.